It is a beautiful day to split some firewood. A little bit of snow in the air. Perfect. We have owned this split fire 2265 for over 4 years now. In fact, 4 years and 3 months. And this is a perfect opportunity for me to talk to you about, after 4 years of ownership, some things I've learned, some likes and some dislikes about the split fire 2265. Let's get started. You can see some splitting I've done recently. I like to keep my species of wood separated. So this is my oak IBC tote, and this is my cherry. And this is a great sunlight to see the difference in color, how easily you can see the difference between those two different woods. Both are going to make excellent firewood in about a year. The oak might take a little bit longer depending on how it seasons over the summertime and throughout the winter. Now this firewood will continue to season throughout the wintertime here. There's a process called sublimation. I made a whole video about firewood seasoning through the winter and how wintertime is still a great time to season firewood. Now if you've watched any of our other videos about the 2265, you've heard me say a lot of reasons we bought this, but just to refresh your memory, a couple of the key reasons: Honda engine, two-way splitting, engineering design of the log stop, the log lift, and the value of a machine like this. So those are the things we're going to talk through today, as well as some other key tidbits that I want to share with you about our 2265 after 4 years of ownership. One of the first things I want to talk about is this Honda engine. This is the GX200 engine. This was an option on this log splitter, but we opted to get that option because I really wanted the Honda engine. This thing starts easily, sips fuel, is extremely reliable and easy to maintain. I made a video last year about doing an oil change on this. Extremely easy, and like I said, it really sips fuel running a log splitter like this. It does typically start in 1 pull or less. Now I have had this running for a couple of minutes to warm it up. I don't know if we'll need the choke or not. Let's find out. No choke. Make sure we have fuel here. The next thing I want to talk about is this log lift. This is a long-term back saver. Switch our control over to run the log lift. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I would not own another log splitter without a log lift. Not only is this awesome for lifting these big heavy oak rounds off the ground, but it's also a great table space to stack my wood on until I have a chance to split it, and then also to store the other half of the wood. So when you're splitting, you've always got the half you're working on, and then the other half can stay right there. The next thing I want to talk about is the two-way splitting blade. It makes productivity twice as fast because you're splitting on the extension of the piston and the retraction. It's so fast, in fact, not only in the motion of it, but in the action of splitting wood. I can tell you that as one person, this thing can go a lot faster than what I can split. So working the machine at my speed actually slows the machine down slower than what it could do, but makes a good working process for me. Now, if you're new to our channel or new to this type of splitter, let me show you what I mean by two-way splitting process. Splits on the way out. On the way back. I made a video in the past about this thing actually being faster than advertised. Let me show you the cycle time on this. Now remember, a cycle is all the way out and all the way back. So on most log splitters, that is a split. But on this log splitter, that's 2 splits. The 7th thing I'd like to talk about is maneuverability. You can see this log splitter is not huge. It is pretty lightweight, and I can move it around easily by hand. It's got a nice handle up front here. You can just grab onto and push and wheel this thing around. Other log splitters I was considering were 2 times or 3 times or 5 times as heavy as this one. So I get a above homeowner grade log splitter. I'd call it semi-professional grade, but I get this grade of log splitter that I can easily move around. I'm only getting older, I'm not getting younger, so the ability to move a log splitter around by hand is important to me. And you might be saying, well, mobility is not that important. How much do you need to move it by hand? It's got a hitch on it. And the hitch is awesome. It works great. I opted for the option of the extended drop hitch so I can hook this up to the back of the four-wheeler or the tractor. It does make moving things from point A to point B a lot easier, but in order to get it to the tractor hitch or onto the four-wheeler hitch, you're still lifting this weight, putting the leg up. So there is some moving it around. And then also you see I store it back here in the shed, which means sometimes I can't get the tractor back to exactly where I have this thing hugging the wall. Super easy, as lightweight as this is, to just grab onto the handle, lift up the tongue, pull it out here and hook it up to whatever I'm taking it to work with. Or like I do my splitting back here sometimes, I can just wheel it out here, split, and wheel it back. So I'm back here in the tractor shed, and this is where I've started storing both the split fire machines. You can see I've got the 3465 back here, and it's a little bit bigger than the 2265, so it takes up a little bit more space. But even at that, look how narrow it is. Still room here in the shed to have my, tractor implements plus this off to the side. The 2265 sits right here and only takes about this much footprint. So very small footprint, easy to store. Now let's talk about durability, because that's important. You can see we've split quite a bit of wood here over the last 4 years, and it is Pennsylvania hardwoods. That's oak, hickory, cherry. Yes, it's obviously going to wear the paint off the knife. And probably if I didn't store this inside, eventually that knife would start to rust. But a little bit of use wipes the rust right off. Other than that, though, the paint has held up really well. We've got some spots where the paint's worn off of the base here, but nothing worn off of the sides. I've towed this thing through the woods. It goes through a little bit of brush from time to time. But even more important than how the paint holds up is how everything else holds up after 4 years of splitting wood. We haven't had a single issue. We are, splitting the same way every single time. Haven't had to worry about the hydraulics failing. The pump still works good. The motor still works good. The ram still works good. That special material they use for the slides, still working great, no issues. We've got a lot of life left in those. Lift still works every single time, starts easily. So durability on this is excellent. Most splitters seem all the same, especially in a price point like this. But this one is entirely unique. Obviously you have the two-way splitting action, and that's unique. You don't see that in many other splitters. In fact, Splitfire were the first company to do the two-way knife action. But then also there's a lot of safety features and engineering benefits built into this design. And I cover a lot of those in another video, which I'll put a link to up above. But just to talk about one, the log stop. And this is a huge factor because a lot of times when you're shopping at the store, you see splitters range by tonnage. So, a 30-ton splitter, you would think it'd be a lot stronger than an 18-ton splitter. Well, this splitter punches above its weight class because of engineering. You can see this log stop isn't a flat plate. So think about when the knife is pushing through the log wants to open up. And when it wants to open up, it's got to have room for those back corners to open up. If this is a flat plate, they're actually squeezing the wood, so the knife is pushing against its own forces. Well, the log can't open up, so you're just creating a bind. This log stop design allows that wood to open up, allows the knife to push through, not requiring as much tonnage. So a lot of people might say, well, you're not going to split as big a wood with your split fire as I am with a 32-ton machine. I'd beg to differ. The engineering on this makes the tonnage irrelevant. Another thing I really like about the split fire is that I'm aiming that knife through the piece of wood, so I can choose exactly where it's going to split, choose the size of the split I want, choose the shape of the split I want. All benefits of being able to control the knife through the wood rather than pushing a ram against the wood and the knife kind of just cuts through wherever it may if you're pushing through the knife. Using the knife as the cutting point, just like if you're cutting up something in your kitchen, cutting up tomatoes or onions, you're choosing the size of those cuts, just like with the log splitter like Splitfire, where the knife is moving, I'm controlling the size of the cuts. So choosing the split size and the moving knife advantage is huge, and it's one of the biggest workflow advantages over traditional fixed wedge machines. I hate to even say this, but it is 100% a factor, and that's the fun factor. Operating this machine is fun. Obviously, with any piece of equipment like this, there are safety precautions you should follow and use it wisely with common sense and safety in mind. But this thing is a lot of fun to use. You're cutting through wood pretty easily. A lot of times there's knots and stuff that typically, I would be worried about where are they going to split. This knife is actually sharp. It'll cut right through those knots without an issue. And the ability to split on both directions just makes this a really fun machine to use. Now, I'll be honest, Mackenzie has very little interest in splitting firewood. That's just not her thing. But this is the type of firewood splitter, the type of log splitter that I think you could pass down generation to generation, because this thing is going to outlast my use for it. So this is something that Mackenzie and her husband someday could use at their property to split firewood, the second generation. So after 4 years and 3 months, I'll say this splitter has definitely earned its keep. It was definitely a worthwhile investment. Just a couple things to note here. I think you're getting a professional grade machine without that commercial price. I think it's super easy to move around. I like the small footprint and the lightweight factor of it. Makes it easy for a guy like me to come out here and use by myself. This thing is built to last decades, not years. If you go to most box stores now, you're going to see a log splitter that's built to last years. This is built to last decades. I have zero regrets when it comes to either split fire machine. They are built to last, they're durable, they're reliable, and every dollar spent was worthwhile. So if you've been thinking about a split fire splitter, we've got lots of videos about these two splitters on our channel. I'll put the link to that playlist up above. But again, no regrets. I'd buy another one today if I needed a third one. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative and entertaining, please give us a big thumbs up. Leave those comments down below. And then hopefully we'll see you again the next time. If you're wondering, why do I have two of them? I talk about all that in another video I'll put down below in the description, as well as a couple comparison videos between the 2265 and the 3465. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get this round split up here so I can get in out of the snow. It's starting to get dark. See how that allowed it to open up around the log stop? See how this piece is actually pushed over? If that were a flat plate, it would be squeezing this log, squeezing the knife in between. This split actually illustrates not only that, but how you can cut through a knot. Look how we sliced right through that knot. Nice square piece. Once again, you can see how that lets that open up.